flour, the flour that does more.
Welcome to Pishi Bomba. I'm Claire Karatu. Now, if you're new on the show, then welcome to a food adventure. What we do here is we teach you how to make step-by-step of specific meals. Be it a meal that you've always wanted to know how it tastes, or it's a meal that you've tried to make and it just doesn't turn out right. That's what we do here on the show. We show you how to make these recipes. Now, if you'd like to be on the show, all you have to do is inbox us at Pishi Bomba or Claire_Karatu, and we'll have you in the kitchen as we show you how to cook. I'm excited about today's guest because she wanted to learn something that is perfect for this weather. Now, a big thank you to Pneumatic for having us in the kitchen. And of course, if you'd like to catch up on all our previous episodes, all you have to do is scan our new QR code at the bottom of the screen. That's right. Grab your phone, scan that code, and you can be able to see all our different recipes that we've prepared here on the show. Don't just watch, cook with us, learn, get those ingredients, and make sure you make the food with us so that you can be able to become an exceptional cook in your own home. Now, let's get into the food and let's welcome our guest. Now, we're just about to find out what we're making here on the show, but before that, please let's welcome our beautiful guest, Trish. Trish, welcome to the show. Hi! Are you okay?
Yeah.
I love the excitement. Thank you so much for joining us on set. Trish,
Oh, you're welcome.
please tell me what you wanted us to make today.
Kaimati.
Kaimati. So we will be making kaimati. And for those who don't know Trish, tell them who you are.
I host a, what's it called again? I host a show, Generation 3, from 10 to 11 every Saturday.
She is a TV host. And Trish, how old are you?
I'm 12.
And you just started hosting because it is your passion?
Passion.
Is it the talking? Is it being in front of the camera?
Talking.
I love it. We've got another talker here, which is just going to make me so happy. Okay, Trish, I'm going to ask you to please wash your hands right there. And then I will be giving her an apron just to make sure that, she doesn't get herself dirty, because today we're making kaimatis. Now I'm going to wait for Trish, and then I'll take you through our ingredients. All right, now she is adorned in her apron. There you go, madam. And of course, I'm going to take you first through our ingredients, okay? We've got some oil, just vegetable oil. We've got some cardamom, ground, that's what you're asking. What do you call it? What do you call it, Didi?
Camadon.
Camadon. It's cardamom. And then we've got whole cardamom, which we've just ground. The whole seeds, you want to just break them down a little bit. And then we've got some salt, some yeast, instant yeast, and then of course some sugar. Now we have some warm water. That's actually quite hot, but we're going to add a little bit of cold water as well. And we've got our ajab flour. Okay, now the reason I love this flour so much is because I actually use it in my very own home. It's so fine, and it makes whatever you're making just absolutely delicious. This is because not only of the consistency, but you're gonna see it in just a bit. Now, what I like to do first is I like to make sure that we bloom our yeast. Blooming yeast means you want to make sure that your yeast is active so that it rises. If it's not, then your flour won't rise. But you'll see what I mean in just a bit. Why did you want to learn how to make kaimatis?
Because it's for me and my mom.
Oh, it's for you and your mom.
Yeah.
And that's so nice, because Ajab is all about Asante Mama, actually. So to all the wonderful moms, Asante Mama from Ajab. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a bit of that hot water. I'm going to help you with this hot water because it's quite hot, yeah? All right, so you need warm water. Now here on Pishi Bomba, Trish, napika, unapika. Muskia? So basically, when you go home, you know how to make this meal. Okay? You know how to make kaimatis. All right, now the first thing I'm going to start with is, let me use my hands, salt. You want to make sure that you have a good pinch, okay? Not just a tiaka small one, a good pinch of salt. Please go ahead and do the same. A good pinch. Good, that is a very good pinch. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a tablespoon of sugar. Not necessary, but I like to add it just so that it's not as flat. Your kaimati is not as flat. All right. So a tablespoon and a half of sugar. Well done. And then at this point, thank you. Let me get the spoon, please. Is we're going to add a tablespoon of this yeast straight into that. Okay. Now I will add a tablespoon and a half because of our measurement of the water is about 1 cup. 1 and a third cups of water. Okay. And we're gonna add, so to that we're gonna add a tablespoon and a half of yeast. Now this is basically the part where you let your yeast bloom. So we're just going to give it a mix, and then we're going to set it in a warm place so that it blossoms, it blooms. It blooms, exactly. And blooming is when you start to see lovely bubbles form at the top, and that's how you know that your yeast is active. If it doesn't, almost maybe half in size, because it's not double in size, then it means that your yeast is not active. So you want to throw that away and don't use that yeast. It's not going to work. Okay. I'm going to put this aside for you. Let me just place it actually in the sink. And then please follow me. What we're going to do is we're going to set this in the microwave. Do not put your microwave on. It's just a warm environment that's going to help bloom our yeast. Okay. All right. Now, Trish, as you can see, what has formed on top?
Bubbles.
That's what you're looking for, and not just bubbles. It's like foamed and peaked, isn't it? All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to bring our ajab flour. I love ajab flour. I've told you that before. I think I've said it way too many times because it's literally what I use, especially for my donuts. Now this is the all-purpose home baking flour is what we're going to be using, and I'll come in and get. This is half a cup, so I'll add in a cup. Okay, which means I'll add in 2. Now the thing about kaimatis is you want to use your hands. That's the best way to be able to make sure that you have the right consistency, okay? So I'll go ahead and add just 1 more. So put 3, please, which makes it 1.5 cups. And here you go, you may have a spoon.
Thank you.
Now the thing about ajab flour is it makes this process so easy because it's easy to knead, easy to roll, and fast to cook. I use this for my donuts, so I do know. Please grab your spoon and then just give that a mix. I can see the consistency, so what I'll do is I'll go ahead and add another cup, which makes it 2 whole cups. Now, what you're looking for... Are you already tired from mixing? Go ahead. No, it's nothing. Or you're watching me add and being like, Oopsie. Just add one. Just add one. Just add one. Yeah, there you go. Give that a mix. Now what I'm going to do to this is give that a mix. I've added too much, so just give that a mix. Actually, it's fine.
Yeah. In the dough.
Fantastic.
For me.
All right, now what I'm going to add is I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of oil actually, straight into that. Let me have that spoon, please. And then I'm going to add half a tablespoon of ground cardamom straight into that. Well done. And then I'm going to add just a pinch because this tends to have a little bit of a bite of the ground cardamom as well. Okay? Just a pinch. There you go. Now make sure that's well incorporated. Sometimes I like to add a little bit of cinnamon as well. My kids love it with cinnamon, so I add just a little bit of cinnamon, but it's not a must. The cardamom is absolutely fine. Now Trish, I'm going to ask you to add just a bit of flour, just to make sure you have just a nice runny, there you go. Now at this point you get very, very handsy with your dough because you want to make sure that it is a nice fine texture. So this is where the hand comes into play, and you want to just dip your hand in the oil. Okay.
Why do you dip your hand in the oil?
So that it doesn't stick as much. Okay. And then you want to come in with your flour, and this is a process of just working and activating your gluten. Okay. So that's the part that I was telling you. You have to really get handsy with it. So you want to just, basically it's a motion of tapping your dough. Exactly. Well done.
Thank
you.
It's
you're tapping your dough on the wall of your bowl, and you want to just make sure that you're pulling and stretching, pull and stretch as you're, exactly. So pull and stretch as you're just making sure that you just activate the gluten. Yeah, perfect.
Where shouldn't we just stop? Where should we put on stretch?
Because you want to make sure that you're getting all of it mixed up in there, yeah? So you want to even just go around your bowl and then just give that a lovely beat again. Now, as you can see, it becomes a lot stretchy, it becomes nice and tacky. My sister, McKenna, loves this kaimati. She specifically says that she can eat my kaimatis every day, and this is what makes that perfect kaimati. You want to make sure you work your dough, because then it's soft on the inside, nice and crunchy on the outside, and very, very tender. All right? Give that a mix. Like I said, Ajab makes it way easy because easy to knead, and that's exactly what it is. It's not a workout. Is it a workout? A little bit. All right, keep going. You can see it's becoming slightly lighter. Yeah, that's because you're activating the gluten in the flour. Okay, so you want to keep going. Good, Trish. Oh, okay. No, do the splatter. It's fine. Now, as we can see, it's slightly stretchy. It's gone nice and light. It's gone a bit pale. So what we're going to do is we're going to set this back into the microwave just to make sure that it rises, and then we'll do this again. So we're going to go on a short break and we'll be right back. Bye.
You're watching Pishi Bomba in association with Ajab Home Baking Flour, the flour that does more.
Welcome back to Pishi Bomba. We have been in the kitchen with
Trish right there.
Trish right there, and we've been able to prepare just our dough for our kaimatis. Now, in case you missed the step-by-step, you can be able to catch up on that on ntvkenya.co.ke. And of course, follow all our social media platforms. That's NTV Kenya, Pishi Bomba, and Claire_Karatu. Now, Trish,
yes,
you can say your social media handle as well.
Sojagal25.
Right. Trish is a TV presenter. What would you tell a 12-year-old who wants to be able to be a very good TV presenter like you?
To just follow their dreams.
To just follow their dreams and do it. Practice in front of a mirror if you have to. Isn't it? No, yeah? Yeah, that works.
Sure.
Isn't it? You don't do that at home? I don't do that at home either, so it's fine. What are the step-by-steps of making this? Can you remember, what did we do?
I remember a pinch of salt.
Yes.
I added 4 cups of flour.
Okay.
I remember putting my hand into oil and
whacking it and whacking it thoroughly.
Yeah.
And of course the sugar, and we bloomed the yeast as well. Do you remember us blooming the yeast? Can you tell our viewers what blooming is? Blooming is the process where we've made sure that our yeast is active, okay? And our yeast is active only if we let it bubble and bloom. That's how we know that we can use this yeast. And it's made faster by making sure our water is warm and that there's just a little bit of sugar. That's how it warm, not hot. She was watching me and she was asking me, "You're really gonna dip your finger in that water?" I said yes, because it has to be warm. Alright, now we have been using Ajab flour, which is easy to knead, and I will show you just how. We're not gonna be rolling out, but it is easy to roll and it's very quick to cook. Very, very fast. We have our oil just heating up there. And as our oil is heating up, I'm going to begin to make our basic syrup. I'm going to make our basic syrup, which we just have some water in there. I will go ahead and add lots of sugar.
it turned off.
It turned off? Thank you. I'll add lots of sugar in there as well.
It turned off again.
Did it? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's...
Are we good now?
Yeah.
Thank you.
all gone.
And then what we're going to do is, to that same sugar syrup, I'm going to flavor it with some whole cardamom. That is just a pinch because, again, it has a bit of a chew. And I'm going to put in a tablespoon of ground cardamom as well. Now that's going to melt down the sugar, it's going to thicken, and that's what forms that sugar outer coating of a kaimati. Now you can serve your kaimati in 2 ways. I will show you. Just some simple icing sugar right on top, or you can have this lovely crunchy sugar crust, okay? All right, now as you can see, we had bloomed our yeast, we had put in the flour, and we were waiting for it to rise. So now it's almost doubled in size, right?
Yeah.
Look at that. That is all the way to the top, and it was all the way down here. So we are going to get handsy as well. I'm so sorry. We're going to get back to it. Get your oil. And, and what we're going to do is we're going to begin to work that dough again. So we're just going to deflate it. As you can see, very nice and stretchy. And then we're just gonna give it a few more whacks for about a minute or so.
Oh. Where are we working it again?
So this continues to activate the gluten in the flour, and of course it gives it a better consistency. You can cook it as is, but you'll see then it has a nice soft fluffy bread interior. Now if you don't go through this process like this, that's why you'll find some very thick and heavy kaimatis, but we want our kaimatis almost cloud-like, right?
Oh, yeah.
So nice and fluffy and very, very light. All right, I'm gonna give this a whack. Well done. Well done, well done, well done. I can see yours is looking very good, very, very good.
Thank you.
All right, now you want to remember not to put too much dough. It needs to be stretchy. You're able to form a ball with your palms, but at the same time, it's slightly runny. You can be able to just move it and wiggle exactly. It doesn't pour. It almost is just like a stretchy, it's
like
almost like
slime.
cheese. Yeah, it's
Or
like slime or cheese,
Yeah.
exactly. And that's because we've whacked it. All right, so what you want to do, Trish, is you want to grab a nice amount on your hand, right? You can even just do it right on top. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do nice small portions of this, just a nice dollop. Scoop it with the spoon. Are you watching? Are you watching? Dip your spoon in there. Just form a fist, and the dough will begin to go through, okay? So let's try it. Form a fist. Form a fist. Yes, and then the dough will begin to. Perfect. So just form a fist. It keeps coming out.
Yeah.
Form a fist. Now, in any case, if you have, let me show you a different method.
Like this?
So that would work.
Those
Or
too big.
you can go ahead and, well, this one requires a bit of oil. Grab some oil and then just form a nice little ball on your fingertips, if you may. But the other one is way faster, and then you can work on, and then you just come with your ball and you drop it straight into the pan. Okay? That also works, but this is faster because you can do a lot more pieces, and then that one doesn't really quite come out like a ball. Mine hasn't quite come out like a ball. Mine, the one that I dolloped in there. But the other pieces are just perfect because they form a bowl. Okay, so I will do a couple, and Trish will also try, and then we'll be right back to dump them into our sugar syrup.
Like she said, I'll try.
You'll do it. You will do it. It just takes a bit of practice, but I'm sure you'll be able to do it. Now these are our final kaimatis. Trish, well done.
Thank you.
You did such a great job. I
you.
can see quite a number of here, and they all look the same, so fantastic. All right, now what I'm going to ask you to do is, before we dunk the other ones in our sugar syrup, there are those who don't like as much sugar on their kaimatis. So this is what we do. Actually, you do it. So what I'll do is I'll pour some icing sugar onto a seed, and then I just want you to just lightly dust them. Perfect.
Yeah.
There you go. Look at how it looks like Christmas.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful, right? And then you can serve them as is, or you can toss them in the icing sugar, and that's just perfectly fine. Make sure you get the corner ones as well. Yes, well done. That looks absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, now the rest we are gonna go ahead. We're gonna set that aside. That's perfectly fine. Thank you. Please place the sieve right here. Thank you, Trish. And then we've got our syrup that's been going on. Allow me to do this one because the sugar syrup is extremely hot. This can melt your skin away, so you want to be very, very careful with these. As you can see, it forms some nice tacky, stringy layers. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and drop our kaimatis in the sugar syrup, a few at a time, just so that you can be able to move them around. And what we're going to do is we're going to wait for them to dry, and then it's going to form a nice crust on your kaimati, which is going to be a nice sugar crust, and that's it. All right, I'm going to do the rest and we'll be right back. So we're going to go to the kitchen hack segment.
Hello and welcome. My name is Chef Peter. Today's kitchen hack, we're going to be showing you how to peel potatoes without using a potato peeler. So here I have my potatoes, which I have cleaned, of course. We're going to use a knife to score outside horizontally round the potato. Repeat that with your other potatoes. This recipe is good. This is a good method when you have a lot of potatoes that need peeling, so it saves you a lot of time. Let the water cover the potatoes so that they cook evenly. So after we've boiled our potatoes until they're tender, put them in ice cold water or ice water, and make sure they're sufficiently cold enough before you start peeling them. Okay, after that we take it out of our ice cold water and just rub your fingers on the side until it has peeled off. So I've just finished cleaning this one up. So there you have a peeled potato without using a potato peeler.
All right, and there we have it, Trish.
Yep.
You made most of these.
I did.
You did.
I'm so proud.
You should be. You should be proud of yourself because I'm proud of you.
Thank
all right,
you.
and please make sure you go home and make this at home. Okay,
Sure.
show everybody how you can make some very delicious kaimati.
Kaimati.
Right now we have sugar coated and dusted some just with some icing sugar, and then the other one we drenched in the syrup, and then we cooked it and then we put it aside so we can let it dry. It forms this crunchy crust, sugar crust on the outside, which is just a nice bite to the very fluffy kaimati. All right, so Trish, what do you want to start with? Because it's time to taste it. It's time to taste it. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna go with the sugar coated one first. Ooh,
Okay.
yes. You can go ahead and grab one.
Okay.
And then let me know what you think, okay?
This one is,
Are they soft?
yeah, they're cloudy.
You made that. It's delicious.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Our hard work finally paid off.
Our hard work did pay off with all the mixing and the hand mixing and everything, right? We're gonna have these in a bit, but you can literally eat 10 of those in a sitting. That's absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
I like the fact that it's not too sweet. The sugar just adds a little bit of sweetness. These ones will have a little bit more sweetness because of the fact that they've been coated in sugar. So Trish, I will let you enjoy that. As I do sign out, please go ahead and have another one.
Which one?
This one, of the sugar coated one, so that you can get the nice crispy outside, and then let me know what you think. It's crunchy on the outside.
But
Yeah.
soft in the inside.
But soft on the inside, right? And that's what makes for a good kaimati. Now remember, our main ingredient was the flour, which was easy to knead, easy to roll, and extremely easy to cook with. So you do want to make sure that you add ajab to the recipe when you're making your kaimatis. That's it for today on the show. I absolutely loved having you here,
love
Trish.
you too.
Thank you so much. And of course, please tune in to all our other episodes. All you have to do now, we've made it much easier for you, is you have to scan our QR code and it will take you to all the amazing recipes that we've made here on the show. Again, don't just watch, cook with us. Make sure you try these recipes. Send us the pictures of the recipes that you've been able to make from our show. We'd love to see them. A big thank you again to Pneumatic, our wonderful editors and our producers for making this show what it is. That's it for tonight here on Pishi Bomba. My name is Claire Karatu. Happy cooking. Alright, so this is the one that we're actually going to put in, Madam Sir Editor.
Then unachukua behind the scenes.
Well done.
Well done. Tumekanga pale mwisho kila kitu.
Alright, come a little closer.
Your finger.
I know. I know. Let me tell you, this thing is so handsy.
Pishi Bomba in association with Ajab Home